Hey everyone, today we're going to dive into the intriguing and dark story of Billy Butcher. To some, the most complex and controversial character in The Boys. Did you know that Billy, apart from being a ruthless leader, has a past filled with tragedies and twists that shaped his deep hatred for superheroes? And how do you think he transitioned from an anti hero to a full fledged villain in the comics? Do you think this will happen in the series? Get ready to discover astonishing secrets and shocking moments that will totally change how you see this character. Stay with me and come understand what truly motivates Billy Butcher. To start off, you already know. Comment below if you believe Billy Butcher is more of a tragic hero or a true villain. What do you think truly motivates him? We want your opinion before we dive into this captivating story. I love chatting with you guys. Leave a comment and I'll answer everyone. Let's give a summary of Billy's journey in the comics, right up to his final fate. We'll skip the big spoilers in Garly Ennis's work. Billy Butcher is both the main character and the main antagonist in the Boys comics. He leads a secret team funded by the CIA with one life goal: to keep superheroes in check. When these soups commit crimes or start overstepping their mark, the boys step in to correct them. Billy's the brains behind the team, picking their targets, and is one of the most ruthless people in the comic book universe. In the comics, Billy's enhanced by a dose of compound phi, which gives him super strength, super speed, and super stamina. But his greatest skill is his mind. He knows everything about everyone, and what he doesn't know, he finds out with his years of experience in espionage with the CIA. Billy Butcher first appears in the first issue of The Boys, but the character's origin was told much later in a separate miniseries. He was born into a family where his father was a bully, and as he grew up, he too became a violent teenager. After another beating his father gave his mother, Billy decides to kill him, but gives up thanks to his brother. Older, he joins the Royal Navy and fights in the Falklands War. When he returns, he becomes even more aggressive until he meets a social worker named Beck Sanders. Beck and Billy's brother are the only people capable of calming his anger. Billy and Beck fall in love, and he changes radically, even helping his mother get out of an abusive relationship. They get married and go on their honeymoon, unaware that the seven of them are in the same place. After the trip, Beck begins to become withdrawn and restless, which worries Billy. One night, he wakes up to find Beck dead due to a superpowered fetus that tore her entrails out. Billy kills the child and learns through Beck's diary that she was raped by Captain Homelander during the trip, becoming pregnant and being killed by the fetus. From there, all of Billy's hatred begins, not only for Captain Homelander, but for all supers. It is at this point that Billy is recruited by Colonel Greg Mallory for an operation against the supers. Mallory had decided to start this crusade after witnessing the disastrous participation of superheroes in World War II. Billy and Mallory formed a group known as the Boys, a name that was Billy's idea. The two worked together for quite a while, waging war against the super beings of the world. Mallory wants to combat the growing threat of superheroes in society, but Billy joins because he hates superheroes with all his might. As time passes, Mallory notices that Billy becomes much more ruthless, finding excuses to kill superheroes instead of using them as a source of information. Later, the group wages war against the Set, and this results in Mallory's granddaughters being killed by a hero named Lightbeam. Vought, the CIA, the Boys, and Set agree to a ceasefire between the two main factions, after which Mallory departs the team. However, Billy retains the group composed of Piglet, Frenchman, and the female. He recruits a rookie, Hugh Campbell, to replace Mallory. The reason being that Billy and Hugh have something in common: they both lost a loved one to a superhero. The new team's first mission is designed to expose Hugh to the world of superheroes, where they investigate a group of youths called the Terror Corps. During this mission, Hugh uncovers a secret about the boys. They all took a dose of Compound 5, the synthetic drug that bestows superpowers to people. He also gets injected with the drug, and the mission culminates in a massive showdown in the streets where the boys assault the terror squad and Hugh unintentionally ends up killing one of them. After a few other short missions, Billy and the boys head to Russia to kill a crime boss named Little Nina, who plans to murder hundreds of superheroes to gain influence in Russia. Billy ends up killing Little Nina and all the superheroes involved as well, blowing their heads off because of an unstable version of Compound 5 running in their veins. Take note of this detail as it's crucial to the conclusion of Billy's story. A lot happens after that, like when Billy finds out Hugh is in a love affair with the superheroine Starlight and begins to suspect that he might be a Voight spy undercover, but I'll cover those events at another time. For now, let's proceed to the final stretch of the comic, as Captain Homeland initiates a coup against Voight and the US government, attacking the White House and assassinating the president. Billy gains total authority in the CIA to thwart Captain Homeland and the other superheroes who are now posing a threat to national security. Billy breaks into the White House and confronts Captain Homeland, but a shocking revelation is made. Captain Homeland wasn't responsible for Billy's wife's death. The true culprit was Black Noir, who is revealed to be a clone of the real Captain Homeland, a Voight fail-safe to prevent him in case he lost his mind. However, the one who goes mad is Black Noir, who is using Captain Homeland's suit to commit all kinds of atrocities. Black Noir kills Captain Homeland, but not without being completely destroyed. Billy and the American Army then unleash all their firepower on Black Noir, who is finished off by Billy. He finally gets his revenge, but his war is still far from finished. In fact, without anyone to direct the focus of his hate, Billy intensifies his war against superheroes. It's at this point that Garth Ennis forces readers to swallow a hard pill. Billy is a villain. In the tragic end, the boys' team is dismantled by the CIA, but Huey discovers some shocking info. Vogt Baugh, the Nazi scientist who created Compound V and whom everyone thought Billy had killed years ago, is alive and working for Billy. He is developing a biochemical weapon based on Compound 5, which blows up heads and would be disseminated as gas through bombs scattered across the country and would blow the heads off anyone with Compound V in their veins. That's potentially thousands of people, including the boys, who, upon finding out about this plan, try to stop it. Billy is willing to go all out in his quest for superpower genocide and ends up killing Mother's Milk, Frenchie, and the female one by one. The only one left alive is Hugh, who faces off with Billy at the top of the Empire State Building, where he's set to trigger the bombs that'll disperse the biochemical weapon. The two go at it, but Hugh's clumsy antics lead to them both falling out of a window. Hugh ends up with his leg impaled on an iron rod, while Billy breaks his neck and is completely paralyzed. With his plans foiled, Billy admits he recruited Hugh because he strongly reminded him of his brother, and it was part of a subconscious wish that Hugh could stop him, just like his brother and Beck were able to. Billy then asks Hugh to kill him as he doesn't want to live a life in prison without being able to move. Hugh rejects him, but when Billy confesses to the brutal murder of his parents in Scotland, Hugh, in a fit of rage, stabs Billy in the chest with a piece of iron, killing him on the spot. In the end, it was all a lie, just one last push to get Hugh to do what he wanted. It turns out Hugh's parents are alive and doing well. And so ends the story of Billy Butcher. But it's important to make it clear that it'd be very difficult for Amazon to follow this ending. The TV series has already taken very different paths and has proven more than once that it's a work independent of the comics with its own decisions. Plus, the Billy of the series, brilliantly played by Carl Urban, has already shown himself to be a much more human character than the one in the comics, making it harder to imagine him taking some of these actions. but only time will tell. So, after we dive into the complex and intense story of Billy Butcher, it becomes clear, in my opinion, that he's a character deeply marked by the pain and hatred that lead him to make extreme decisions. The revelation that Billy becomes a true villain, willing to sacrifice everything and everyone in his quest for revenge, is a shocking turn that challenges our perception of heroism and villainy. The Amazon series, with its unique approach and Carl Urban's humanized performance, adds additional layers to this narrative, making it even more intriguing. And what do you think of this outcome? Do you believe this series should follow the same path as the comics, or do you prefer a different ending for Billy? Leave your comments. We want to know each one of your opinions. If you like the video, like, share, and subscribe. Indications of the next videos are appearing up here now. It makes perfect sense for you to watch them. I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later.